What if one single night could change the future of the entire Middle East? Explosions in major cities, missiles in the sky, and world leaders issuing warnings that the situation could spiral out of control. The United States and Israel have launched attacks on Iran, and Iran is already responding. The world is watching closely because this conflict could reshape global politics, security, and the balance of power. In today's video, we're breaking down exactly what happened, why it happened, and what it could mean for the future. Over the past few days, tensions in the Middle East have escalated dramatically after coordinated strikes were launched against Iran. According to multiple reports, the United States and Israel targeted several locations inside Iran, including military bases, strategic infrastructure, and sites believed to be connected to Iran's defense and weapons programs. These strikes happened suddenly and shocked many observers around the world. While tensions between these countries have existed for decades, the scale and coordination of these attacks have raised serious concerns about the possibility of a larger regional war. But to understand what is happening today, we first need to understand the background of this conflict. For many years, relations between Iran, the United States, and Israel have been extremely tense. One of the biggest issues has been Iran's nuclear program. The United States and Israel have long argued that Iran could develop nuclear weapons, while Iran insists that its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes, such as energy and scientific research. These disagreements have led to economic sanctions, diplomatic conflicts, cyber attacks, and smaller military confrontations over the years. Israel has repeatedly warned that it will not allow Iran to become a nuclear power, and the United States has also placed significant pressure on Iran through sanctions and international negotiations. However, in recent months, tensions increased even further due to growing military activity in the region and intelligence reports suggesting new developments related to Iran's defense capabilities. The situation reached a critical point when coordinated strikes were launched against multiple targets inside Iran. Reports indicate that the attacks targeted military installations and strategic locations in several major areas. Explosions were reported in different regions, and Iranian air defense systems were activated as the strikes occurred. These attacks were described by analysts as highly coordinated and carefully planned. While exact details about the damage are still emerging, early reports suggest that several facilities were hit and that there were casualties. These strikes immediately caught the attention of governments around the world and triggered a wave of reactions from international leaders. Iran quickly responded to the attacks, calling them an act of aggression. Iranian officials stated that the country would defend itself and respond to any threats against its sovereignty. Soon after the strikes, reports began emerging that Iran launched missiles and drones toward targets associated with Israel and U.S. military positions in the region. Air defense systems in different areas were activated, and tensions increased rapidly as both sides prepared for potential further escalation. Iranian leaders also warned that if attacks continued, their response would be even stronger. The international community is watching the situation very closely. Several countries have called for restraint and urged all sides to avoid actions that could expand the conflict. Many analysts fear that if the fighting continues, it could pull other countries in the region into the crisis. The Middle East is already one of the most strategically important regions in the world because of its energy resources, trade routes, and geopolitical influence. Any large-scale war in this region could have major consequences for global security and the world economy. Financial markets, oil prices, and international diplomacy are all closely tied to stability in the Middle East. Right now, the biggest question everyone is asking is whether this conflict will escalate into something much larger. If both sides continue responding with military strikes, the situation could spiral into a prolonged regional conflict. Military analysts say that while both sides are powerful, a direct and extended war would carry enormous risks for the entire region. For now, many governments and international organizations are urging diplomacy and de-escalation in order to prevent the situation from getting worse. This conflict is not just about one region. It could affect global politics, energy supplies, international alliances, and security policies across the world. Any disruption in the Middle East can influence oil markets, international trade routes, and diplomatic relationships between major powers. That is why the world is paying close attention to every development in this situation. At this moment, the situation remains extremely tense. The United States and Israel have carried out strikes against Iran, and Iran has already responded. the possibility of further escalation remains a major concern. The coming days will likely be critical in determining whether tensions cool down through diplomacy or whether the conflict expands further. For now, the entire world is watching and waiting to see what happens next. If you found this video informative and want to stay updated on major global events like this, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We bring you clear explanations of important world news so you can understand what's really happening around the globe. Subscribe now, turn on the notification bell, and don't miss our next update.